Man, I don't know if I can do these 200 miles with my brother. Oh, this is too funny. Anyways, I'm going to do a video that's going to share some of the phrases, some of the vocabulary that is used on the Appalachian Trail for my friends and family. So there is zeros and narrows. And so a 0 day would be a day that you didn't do any miles and you would go into town. You could even stay out at your campsite, but you're not doing any miles. And so a narrow would be you're only doing small amount of miles. I think that most people categorize that as 5 miles and under, but shorter miles. And so you might do short miles, go into town, stay the night, do your chores, get up in the morning, and then head out onto the trail again and do a couple more miles that night. So we have narrows, we have zeros. Socked in is when the view is all cloudy and you can't see the beautiful view of the mountains or whatever it is that you're looking at out there, and it's really cloudy, or the view is really bad. Hiker hunger would be something that usually you experience a little bit further down the trail. We are right now in the lodge. We haven't even started yet, but as we get further along the trail, those calories that we're burning up are going to start taking their toll, and we're going to want to eat more and more food. And so they phrase that as having hiker hunger. A tramley would be people that you get together with on the trail and hike together, or my brother's giving me a little bit of insight here.
Trail family.
So a tramley is a trail family, if you didn't hear him.
What?
And so, yeah, I'm just going to give you a view of him right now.
She's going to put up with this for 200 miles.
Ay, ay, ay.
Woo!
Anyways, so people that you are traveling with that might be doing the same kind of mileage that you're doing, you might not necessarily travel with them on the trail, but maybe you meet with them in the same shelter or campsite, but you kind of have this united trail family, and they call that a tramley. PUDs are called pointless ups and downs. Just a lot of little ups and downs. Obviously, that's what it says. We have, let's see. Oh, Nobo, Sobo, and Flip-Flop. So a Nobo is a hiker that is traveling northbound from Georgia to Maine. A Sobo is a hiker that's traveling from Maine to Georgia. And then a flip-flopper is somebody that is starting somewhere in the middle and either going northbound and then coming back to the middle and going southbound, or going southbound and coming back to the middle and going northbound. So that would be a flip-flopper. I think there's one more, but those are the 3 that are the most common. Embrace the suck. I think that one's really important, because I think that there are going to be some days that are really bad.
Wait,
and
what?
Sorry, you didn't know that?
Wait a second. I didn't sign up.
I don't know that I told him that. But embrace the suck is just, you got to just know that you're going to have some really bad days, and it is okay, and you just got to work through it. So embrace the suck. Never quit on a bad day. I love that one, and I use that in my life all the time. Not that I have bad days a lot, because my life is pretty good, but I've used it with my athletes, and I think that if you're having a bad day, you just gotta embrace the suck, and you gotta get through it. But if you're thinking about quitting, make sure that you're quitting on a good day, and that you really don't want to continue. And it's not just because you had a couple rough moments. So, a false summit, I think we see those a lot. And when we've gone hiking, is when you think you're at the top of the climb and you get to where you think it's the top and you realize that you still have more to climb. And so we call that a fall summit. A cat hole is where you've got to dig a hole in the ground, and that's where you go number 2, and then cover it back up. And so it's got to be at least 6 inches deep. And so
wait a minute. We didn't talk about that one either.
Sorry. The blowdowns are just having like trees across the trail. And our first hike that we went on, we had a ton of blowdowns. So just, you know, having that, usually the trail people that, what do we call the trail people that work on the trails? The volunteers?
They do trail maintenance.
Yeah, trail maintenance. Anyways, they usually do a tremendous job. And so we're, you know, but sometimes if you've got a lot of storms or whatever, you're going to have some blowdowns. And so you got to work through those. No rain, no pain, no main. We know that the Appalachian Trail is a very wet trail and that we're going to experience some rain out there. We're definitely going to feel a little bit of pain out there, whether it's cramps, sore muscles, minor injuries, hopefully nothing serious, but you kind of have that phrase where no rain, no pain, no main. If you don't have rain, you don't have pain, you're probably not going to get to Maine. So that's what we have there. Base weight. So your base weight is what your backpack is without food or water in it. And I weighed mine the other day and it was 18.8. Ronnie, what was yours?
Mine, I think, was 24. But you know, it's not a competition. Which
his was 24.
So your next one should be hike your own hike.
There you go. Hike your own hike. That's a good one. So hike your own hike is you hike it your way. Whether, you know, you want to go faster or slower, whether you want to have a lot of weight like my brother does on his pack, or trying to get down a little bit lighter like me. Some people want to stay in hostels or hotels. Some people want to stay on the trail. Some people, there's different, they call different kinds of blazes, like a platinum blaze is somebody that will stay in a lot of hotels. Blue blazing is a blue blaze, usually takes you off the main Appalachian Trail and will take you to a water source. A yellow blazing means that people will kind of skip the trail and take a hitch or get a ride up and cut off part of the trail, and so signifying the yellow lines on the road. So we have those. Slack packing is when a lot of people do this from hostels, and they will just carry a light load with them and leave most of their heavy gear back at the hostel. And so they'll hike, whether they go northbound or southbound. Sometimes even if you're going southbound, you'll get dropped off further north and then hike back to the hostel. And it might be a shorter day where you don't need all of your gear. And so slack packing is something that you can do to kind of lighten your load for a couple days, give your body a break. I will slack pack when I climb Mount Katahdin for sure. And I'm open to slack packing in other times, but I don't know if and when those are going to be. LNT is leave no trace. And you can look that up if you want, but it's, what are some leave no trace things, Ron?
Well, definitely no garbage, no food. Leave it just the way, so there was no trace of you being there.
Right. So pick up your garbage. Don't mess up the, like keep the ground clean. And but there's like 10 leave no trace things. And maybe I'll do another video and share all those 10. But you can look up those online if you're interested. But it's really important because we want to keep the forest in the best shape possible and have no signs of, us degrading the ground or destroying it or leaving toilet paper around instead of keeping that area clean. So camel up we're going to do that tomorrow morning before we get on the trail. We're going to drink a lot of water before we hit the trail so that we're already hydrated before we start. When we go to water sources, we will camel up, which means we're going to drink a lot of water at the water source. And that way we don't have to carry quite as much water from point to point. So water is heavy, and so we want to make sure that we don't do that. Rock scrambling, we'll see some of that maybe going down Blood Mountain. And we know that we'll do it in Pennsylvania. They have nicknamed that state Rocksylvania, but there'll be other places too, I'm sure. And that's just a lot of bouldering, a lot of rocks, and so rock scrambling. Let me see what I have here. Switchbacks are just the trail going back and forth up the hill or up the mountain so that you're not going straight up, and it kind of alleviates some of the incline or reduces it so it's not so brutal. Trail angels. Trail angels are people that just make your life better. They will come out and they might be at a road crossing and have drinks for you or snacks for you. Trail angels could bring you into town. Just anything that they can do to help make your hike better and more enjoyable. So I'm sure that there are a lot out there, and they're awesome. So we had our first trail experience, one of the very first hikes that we took, and by a friend of mine. Her name was Beth, and she lives up near the Smokies, and she had little goodie bags for us when we got off the trail. And she's also trail angel this time because that's where my brother is leaving his car or his truck. So let's see.
What about trail magic?
Trail magic is, I just said, I said trail angels did it, but trail magic is the stuff that gets done, like the meals that people have at like the intersections, or when you're getting off of a trail and into a, like at a parking area or things like that. And Fresh Ground is one of the famous guys that do some amazing trail magic, but there's a lot of other ones that are out there doing that. And I'm looking forward to experiencing that because I can't imagine not getting lifted from that and just getting a little bit more empowered, a little bit more energy, feeling a little bit more motivated when I get that opportunity to have some of that. So Hiker Midnight. Hiker Midnight is 9 o'clock, right? And so that means that we are all quiet and respectful of other people. And most people are in their tents or in the shelter and ready to go to bed because we've just worked hard all day and we need a break. And so Hiker Midnight means, shh, no more talking. What else? There's some more. I know there's some more, but food drop. Food drop, the 100-mile wilderness, I know, does a food drop. There's some hostels that'll do a food drop there. And so instead of carrying food for that 100-mile stretch, they will do a food drop for you, and you pay them to bring it out there, and they put it in a container, and then when you get to that point, you can add that food to your backpack. So I know that there's a lot more out there. I'm not going to read anymore because I think this is getting long enough, but hopefully that's helpful. And if there's anything that I say in my videos that you don't know what they are, ask, and I will do my best to give you that information. So thanks for watching. We'll see you out there. Peace out. Any information, Ron? Anything you want to say?
No, just ready to get the hike going.
Happening tomorrow. Bye.